Marvel Rivals censors players with an iron fist. We're officially getting a new Lord of the Rings movie, and rumors swirl over a new enhanced Zelda. I'm Ash Dixon, and this is GINX News. A brand new FPS that's totally nothing like Overwatch 2 is banning players from leaving negative reviews. Marvel Rivals is a team-based PvP shooter which is already in closed alpha, and before it's even had a chance to get going, publishers NetEase have gone and shot themselves in the foot with the baffling choice to include a non-disparagement clause. So yeah, players who were offered access to Rivals were made to sign a contract whereby they couldn't engage in discussions that are detrimental to the reputation of the game or compare it to its competitors. Well, we've signed no such agreement, so I'm well within my right to say that this Overwatch 2 knockoff looks like a big stinky stream of MC urine. I haven't played it, I don't even think that, but that's what you get when you make horrible decisions. Prominent Twitch streamer AC God tweeted a screenshot of the clause confirming that content creators could only get keys if they signed the contract, and that disparaging and even satirical comments about any game-related material is a straight no-no, which has led to quite possibly the worst kind of early publicity a game could get. That's right, Danny on PC, this is a big damn L indeed. And to make things worse, it appears as though NetEase have already begun enforcing the contract. Take a look at this clip from the After Show podcast who discussed a Seagull's tweet.
It's interesting because he states multiple. Oh, hold on.
You got, Jay. You can't have this conversation.
Jay,
can you read the 1, 2, 3?
I'll read.
No.
The fourth
Jay,
line.
No. Jay, you can't. Literally in that picture, you can't engage in the discussion, regardless whether or not you're the one that states it.
Yeah, Jay, take a bathroom break. The tweet says, extremely disappointed in my Rivals.
Well, the guy who left the chat, J-Shock Blast, who didn't even really get started about talking about Marvel Rivals, has already been kicked out of the program. And it gets worse. The guy who told him that he should probably leave, co-host Miller Ross, was preemptively banned just for having Jay on the show in the first place. I mean, what kind of Gestapo bull is this? Even if Marvel Rivals is good, which, let's be honest, if they're going to these measures, it's not freaking likely, NetEase have come in so hot that any redeeming features about the game have already been overshadowed. Well, as you imagine, they're now playing damage control because it seems like they've realized that they've done messed up. On the game's official Discord channel, the content creator team said, "We are aware that there are inappropriate and misleading terms in the commitment regarding sharing non-disparagement content. We sincerely apologize for the miscommunication, the irony, and your unpleasant experiences. Our stand is absolutely open for both suggestions and criticisms to improve our game. And our mission is to make Marvel Rivals better satisfy players by those constructive suggestions." To be fair, the typos are probably because English isn't their first language. Some players, including J-Shock Blast, have had their bans rescinded, but at this point, has the damage already been done? Have you taken part in the alpha testing? Be careful leaving your thoughts down in the comments. And do you know who will never censor your subjective criticism? Us here at GINX. Meaning you can join our Patreon, GINX Plus, all while commenting about how much this show sucks. It might make me cry a little bit, but at least I can wipe away the tears with your money. Gollum is officially getting his own movie. From Warner Brothers, The Hunt for Gollum is due to hit cinemas in 2026. And while there's most likely dread running through your spine right now, it is set to be produced by Peter Jackson and directed by Andy Serkis. Now, I realize we normally just cover gaming news here on this channel, but I thought this was worth mentioning as you may not remember, but this doozy of a game was dropped last year. Lord of the Rings Gollum. Yep, Middle-earth's favorite little fish muncher got his own little video game. Now, from its first reveal, there were big question marks, mainly because why give Gollum a game when there's so many far more interesting characters to pick from? Don't get me wrong, I love Lord of the Rings, and I love Gollum, but he is a rather unlikable anti-hero. He works great for a movie where he's balanced out by absolute chads like Samwise Gamgee, but by himself, I'm not so sure. I mean, a large part of the plot surrounds the question on whether he deserves to live because he's so damn insufferable. Also, let's be honest, you would be doing him a favor. Obviously, he ends up inadvertently saving Middle-earth. Don't cry at me for spoilers, the book's been out since the 50s. Still, a video game around him wasn't a complete write-off. He's a scrappy, sneaky little and that lends itself to some interesting gameplay mechanics. You also have the core duality of his character with the corrupted ring-obsessed Gollum warring for control over the slivers of humanity in Smeagol. That could definitely lead to some cool RPG-style choices. Obviously, none of that really manifested in the Gollum game, as instead he raised a baby bird and for some reason didn't immediately eat it. So what about Gollum on the big screen? Well, as Amazon have shown, you can have all the extracted wealth in the world and one of the best IPs to ever exist and still make a flop. Plus, the Lord of the Rings brand just feels very corporate these days. As a fan, I actually wince when a new Lord of the Rings project gets announced. Yeah, every now and then we get something good like Shadow of Mordor, but the majority of the time, you know, the people in charge see the IP as a cash cow as opposed to a powerful yet precious masterpiece. And like Gollum himself, these people have become corrupted by its limitless potential. Precious. Still, there's some obvious green flags for this new movie. Peter Jackson is producing. Yeah, he elongated The Hobbit into an unnecessary trilogy with randomly shoehorned romance, but he also made possibly the best trilogy in cinematic history. And in a rare double win, Andy Serkis is directing. And I mean, if you didn't know, the dude literally is Gollum. But while he does have directing experience, his output has been pretty lukewarm. So it has potential, and for the love of God, I want it to be good, but I think we've all learned by now that it's safer to just not get our hopes up. Either way, there'll be more. Warner Brothers have made it very clear that they want to churn out more Lord of the Rings stuff going forward. You know, very similar to Disney with Star Wars. In fact, in December, an animated Middle-earth movie about the untold story of Helm's Deep is set for release. And I'm curious what you think of all of this. Do all of these spin-offs dump on the legacy of Tolkien? Is the IP now cursed? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let's burst into the Quickfire Round, and it's a very special version today because all of the stories are juicy rumors, so do take them with a pinch of salt. First of all, it seems an enhanced version of Breath of the Wild may be planned for the Switch 2. Prominent leaker Midori has said that Nintendo are working on a project codenamed U King O, which matches its once internal name Unbound King. Now, the codenames for Switch ports end with -S. This one has -O, making people suspect it's for the Switch 2. Plus, there were reports of Nintendo sharing a 4K 60 FPS version of the game behind closed doors at Gamescom last year. So an enhanced edition could be cool, just don't be surprised when Nintendo charged $70 for it. Moving on, Horizon could be getting its very own Lego game. That's the rumor according to the owner of Insider Gaming over on Twitter. According to him, there's a trailer ready to go. Now, obviously, the Horizon games are fantastic, and so are most of the Lego games, so it seems to be a winning combo, despite basically no one seeing it coming. Fingers crossed that he's right. And last up, rumor has it God of War Ragnarok is due to be announced imminently for PC. The ever-reliable data miner Bill Bilkin reckons it's only a few weeks away, which lines up with reports of a PlayStation product showcase being lined up for this month. And you can Ragnarok my world with a like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.